Okay, this is a quick comparison of the two rice cookers. This is Yamashita Sakura, and this one is Yamashita Fuji. This is the new one, which is called the induction cooking. This is the conventional one. So I'll go through the looks first. Look-wise, this does look more modern on the photos, or even in real life. It does looks like a more Japanese modern kind of has a finish to it. This is more of a little bit cheap plastic. The metal effect on the top, it's kind of okay, but here is all on the side. It's shiny and it does looks a tiny bit cheaper than this one. However, this is much easier to clean. This one can easily get messy. It's got this matte finish, kind of matte finish here, as you can see. So if it gets dirty, it's you have to clean it really quick, or it can easily get stained. And also this handle, I'm not really keen on this handle. As you can see inside, it can easily get all this. It's a matter of time that I strongly believe this require a little bit more caring than this. The controls on here, it's got these nice bubble buttons. The buttons are this is not touch sensitive. Even if your hand is wet or something, it's easier to operate. As you can see, you can cycle through all of them. It's got this bubble effect. I think this one is touch. There's two touch buttons here to put a custom timing. Still easier to operate. One thing, so you can notice the display is not that bright. I wish if it was a bit bright. You can still see them, as you can see, but if there is a little bit more daylight, you will struggle to see. So just one thing to watch out for. Whereas in this one, you got this bright blue display. Possibly, well, you can see it on the images, and it has touch controls. I'm not a big fan of touch control, but having said that, had no issues operating these touch controls. They always worked, even when your hand is a little bit wet. They do work, so they're absolutely fine. I do not see any benefit of having this than that functionally, but this kind of button I kind of prefer, but I'm not sure how long it will last. This texture effect I've seen in some other products, that actually after some time this area where it's actually flexing, it starts to peel off. But this is new, so I don't know how long it's going to be, or maybe it's not a problem for this. But that's one thing I was concerned. The wood kind of effect is quite nice. Here you got the aluminum effect. They both do look nice. Look wise, even though this one advertised to be smaller and that has smaller capacity, in real life this looks much more compact than this. This is where this looks like a cylinder. So if you put it on a worktop or something, you will definitely notice it's not. It doesn't have that kind of contour to blend into the space. Where this one is like, it's got a bit of like curves around, so it does look a bit, it doesn't stand off. This one, you put it on the worktop, it just looks like a cylinder there. Regardless of what, I decided to keep this one. They all come with the detachable power cord, so you can actually detach it from there. All of them on this side, so you connect them not on the back, on the side. It's coming to an angle. Also, it's got this. It comes with one of these thing on the side. I'm not sure if you can see. You can put your utensils after you take the rice or anything. You can put them there. That is very handy. This is very limited. To move this around is a little bit more. Again, this is not really heavy still, but it's more effort than this. You need your two hands. You can't move with your one hand. You just got to grab them on both of these handles and take them away. The port handling, if I give you an example, just one thing to bring into attention. This only requires about 46 centimeter clearance if you're keeping under. You have an overhead shelf in the kitchen. So if you're on the countertop, you have a shelf on top of this. You only need 40, because of this cut, you just need 46 centimeter. That's what I have here, and it works fine. Where this one, because of the round shape, 4 centimeter or 4 to 5 centimeter, I think, to get that if you want to open, otherwise it will slam onto the cupboard on the top. That's one thing. And also next thing is the pot. This one's got this good handle. It is very handy, as you can see on the side. It's very handy when you have something hot, or if you want to wash it after, because this pot is still going to be, the metal pot is still going to be warm, and that's plastic is easy to lift with both hands, even with the one hand, and easier to count. And also it does have a bigger, wider steaming tray, and this is much smaller and also easier to clean. So if you remove these, as you can see, it'll just come out. It's pretty much same on that one, but that one, it's got a not so simple condensation tray. This one's got a condensation tray on the back. You can pull it out. It's just a small plastic thing. Even though I never noticed anything getting stuck there, always the water just comes out as a steam, a very little condensation. Over here, it's easier to take it out. As you can see, you just click, will come out. So this is where all the condensation goes inside. So it's a little bit, I'm not sure if you forget to clean it, or and again you need to open again to clean everything inside. It's just like a box, all the water inside. So if you keep it, I don't know, if you forget to clean it or something, there's something, I don't know, possibility to grow bacteria and stuff like that. But I don't think that's a major concern, but I wish if it was a little bit more easier to clean out the components. Let's go a little bit more on the sizing. Let me just bring it here. Okay, the size, this one can cook about 8 cups, I think, yes, and this one is 4 cups. So a cup they're provided by is 160 milli. Yeah, 2 of these cups of any kind of rice is usually more than enough for 2 people for one time, or maybe 3 people. I think that should be enough. And I cooked all kind of rice on this one, basmati, and the sushi rice, jasmine rice, long grain brown. They all came out without any problem on this one. And right here, the size wise, this is, as you can see, the size wise, this is half the size. It's only for four cup of rice. And what you really notice straight away is that the opening of the pot, this is, as you can see, much wider than this one. The benefit of that is actually you have more option to, if you want to cook the rice and also steam, this is definitely much better option. If you want to put some rice and then some vegetables, some people put some vegetable on top to make a different kind of rice, this is definitely the best option. And also this got much bigger steam tray, as you can see. Having said that, I must say the steam tray on this, as you can see on Amazon, quite a lot of people did mention that it is extremely fragile, very cheap quality plastic. So you can see, I mean, I feel like if I drop it, it'll break. It's one of those plastics that actually brittles, or you can easily cause a crack. It's like your takeaway containers. It's very, very bad quality plastic. On this one, they definitely improved it. It's a much better quality plastic. You can feel it. It almost looks like it has no flex or anything. It's definitely much better quality than this one, the plastic tray. Not sure why they haven't upgraded this, but this one, yeah, definitely better, but it's much smaller. If you want to put some dumplings or something, probably it's like a lot less space compared to this one. This one definitely the right size. It feels like you need at least 2 cups to get the not to dry out the rice or anything because of the size of the pan. You might I would say definitely 2 cups to get a decent quality. I tried it with 1 cup, it was okay, a little bit dry, but still definitely nothing wrong. But 2 cups, this will do a very good job. This is definitely can cook a smaller quantity. The pot is really small. Timing wise, they're pretty much identical. It takes about 40 minutes and it does comes out quite nice without any issues. Now going back to qualities, that's one of the reason I'm planning to return this as well. So I mentioned about the cleaning easiness on this. I do have a concern, and also it's a bulky shape. That's one of the reason I'm sending it back. And the other thing is probably just unique to the item I received. I'm not sure if you can see. You can see on the images, it's already, this is how it came out. So it's like a very poor job. They're grinding it off, and the metal part, the shiny part, you could see it was extremely sharp. When I took it out the first time, I cut my finger, and I did contact the Yamashita just to let them know that, you know, there's probably some issues or what. But their response, I mean, they did respond quite fast, but it was more of like a marketing email coming back saying, yeah, we do hand create, etc., etc. But I don't think this is any excuse for this poor. I mean, they shouldn't be sending stuff out that as you're gonna cut people, and also it scratched my worktop. Not the worktop, my hob, the glass hob. So you know, I mean, they need to take more care of this kind of thing. It's not an excuse to say it's handmade. Spend 2 months, etc. Then, you know, I just provide them an honest feedback too, because I do like this product. I wish, you know, they paid a little more attention and take customers' feedback to improve it, rather than sending out a lecturing email how proud they make all this stuff. I did even send them the photos, but there seems to be like a lack of acknowledgement of what's been done. Other than that, you know, the board looks really good quality, to be honest. It's just only that part here. It seems like probably one-off thing, but other than that, it is really heavy, so you need to be careful. That's coming back to the other point as well, because when you cook the rice, this is going to be hot. So if you need to remove it, you need. It's not easy as this one where you have the two handles. You can easily take it out to wash or take it out from the cooker. This is fully exposed metal, and it will be warm. They're both good for what they're asking for. This is 189 pounds, I think, or 179 with 10% off or something. Induction. This is conventional one, 130 pounds. I would keep this one. It's because it does look much smaller, even though it can cook twice the rice overall because of the shape illusions or whatever. It does much smaller and also much easier to clean. Its pot is much bigger, so I prefer to have that flexibility. If you know, I don't think anyone would need to cook just 1 cup of rice all the time. You can cook, if you're serious, you can just cook probably 3 cup or 2 cup and then use the keep warm function. This is the cup that came with it anyway. So 2 cup is more than enough for 2 people, definitely. Overall, they're both nice, but I think if you don't have a preference, if you don't, I would recommend this one than this, to be honest. It's bigger. Displays are much easier to see. As you can see, you know, it's not that easier to see on this. But as I said, if it's night, dark, you can definitely see. I don't see that's a problem, but yeah, this one definitely I will go for. Or if they fix the quality issues, I only noticed the quality issues on the pot as I shown earlier. Everywhere else it does look almost identical quality to this one, and they're not good as the Japanese one. That's conclusion. They're both good. If you have the space, or probably better to go for this, unless you want to use the unique functions on it, like this GABA rice, brown rice, or anything. Other than that, well, you can still cook that one here. You just need to soak them for according to the old method. But other than that, yeah, they're both good. My personal preference is this, based on the things I mentioned earlier.